too much in there.
No, have faith.
It's been a long dumpling week.
Hi, I'm Chun. I'm a cook and a recipe developer for NYT Cooking. Welcome to Dumpling Week. Today I'll be making my grandmother's amazing beef dumplings. So the dumplings are really juicy and tender. The ground beef gets mixed with a seasoning that's kind of typical for a lot of Korean barbecue meats. The Korean chives give it a really great, lovely kind of onion garlic flavor. I remember making these dumplings all the time growing up. We would sit around this huge bowl of filling and wrap hundreds and hundreds of dumplings. And it's probably the first recipe that I remember ever making and learning, so it's really special to me. First, we've got the zucchini. I'm gonna toss it in salt. What the salt does is it seasons the zucchini and then also helps draw out some of the excess water. And leave it for about 15 minutes. So in the meantime, get the beef marinating. Probably the most important part about making dumplings is having a really well-seasoned filling. We're gonna marinate it in some soy sauce, vinegar for a little brightness, and then all your usual aromatics. Got the garlic and ginger with some salt and pepper, of course. Toasted sesame oil, it kind of gives it a nice richness, scallions, and that kind of all gets mixed together. Use your fingertips to get everything well incorporated. Kind of like meatball mixture, you don't want to overwork it too much, just want to make sure it's well blended. The tofu, we are just going to gently press between paper towels to damp out the excess water, and then just crumble it over the beef. Nothing too complicated, doesn't matter if the sizes are different. Mix it all together with all the remaining filling ingredients. It'll all get incorporated into the beef eventually. Now we'll drain the zucchini, give it a gentle squeeze to remove any excess water. So we can go ahead and add that to the dumpling mix. Mix it all together until it's well incorporated. So now we're ready to wrap our dumplings. First, you'll want to lightly dust a baking sheet with cornstarch. This is to prevent any sticking. Keep your dumpling wrappers covered with a damp kitchen towel to prevent them from getting dry. To actually wrap the dumpling, place about a tablespoon of filling in the center of the wrapper. And then my favorite part, you're going to want to tuck in a few pine nuts. My grandmother used to do this to kind of give you a nice surprise when you bit into the dumpling. And then you can use your fingertip to kind of moisten half of the dumpling wrapper on the edge. Bring the two sides together and press tightly so that the wrapper sticks to itself. What's helpful is if you pinch it in the center and seal down one side first and then the other, it kind of helps you work out the air bubbles. You could actually just cook them like this, but if you have a little extra time, use your fingertips to pinch along the edge. Use your other hand to help create the crimp, kind of like when you're making pie dough. Going? Right. Come on. Maybe poke the pine nuts in so you don't rip the wrapper. Oh my God! Now it's like home where you have like everyone in the family wrapping together. Once you've filled all your dumplings, we can go ahead and make this really easy dipping sauce. 2 parts soy sauce to 1 part vinegar, and just a touch of sugar to balance the vinegar. The special part about this dipping sauce is that my grandmother would mince up some pine nuts and kind of put them on top. Adds nice texture to the sauce, and it kind of mimics the flavor of the pine nuts in the dumpling. How I love to make these dumplings is to pan fry them, but it's kind of a mix between frying and steaming. Heat up some oil in a nonstick skillet. Arrange your dumplings pleat side up so they're kind of sitting flat in the pan. Don't crowd the skillet too much. I'm putting 12 dumplings in this skillet to give them enough room to crisp up nicely, and you want to just let them cook over medium-low until they're lightly golden on the bottom. Then you're going to add some water. You don't need much, just add 2 tablespoons, and that's enough to kind of create the steam without making the dumpling soggy. You'll kind of get crispy little bits on the bottom, and then you'll also get the soft, tender bits of the wrapper as it steams. So these are my family's beef dumplings. There we go. It's gonna be messy. It's so fragrant from the chives, and it's super tender from the zucchini and tofu. I hope you make them and enjoy them. Happy Lunar New Year, and happy Dumpling Week. To get this recipe or any of my other recipes, go to nytcooking.com.
Any other final words of wisdom?
Just make dumplings.